Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Well, I have actually no idea where Romeo is, but I do know that Marbella Now TV is here on location at the Harbour Restaurant in the Marina Marbella, in Spanish, the Puerto Deportivo. We have a wonderful show once again lined up for you. A lot of interesting people, great things going on, so join us. My next guest is Francine. I love her dearly. We met at one of probably the most dire events I've ever been to in my life, which for you must have also been dire. However, we met each other.
Yes.
And your mum, who really, you guys have such a beautiful, positive energy that is just a joy to share you and your energy with our audience. Francine, lovely to see you again. It's been way too long.
Lovely to see you too.
So let's start off with you.
Yes.
Where are you from, for the people who haven't had a chance to meet you yet?
I am from London originally, North London, and I've been in Spain. I've been in Marbella now 17 years. So this is home. This is home with my kiddies, and
so your kids were born here?
Both were born here. Yes. Yeah.
What's it been like bringing up children in Marbella?
Do you know something? I think if I had time to think about it, you know, I'm moving to Marbella, I'm having children, it kind of just flowed at the time, and I made some really good contacts with people. I got the help I needed, and it's been pretty good from the start, I would say. You know,
and are they bilingual? Because I know they went to international school and they don't always necessarily pick up the language.
Yeah, Mia is bilingual. She's in an international school, but Isaac, we threw him in the deep end from Guadaria stages, and he's now in a Spanish school, in the system, loves it, wouldn't change it for the world.
And the nice thing is that they grow up taking things as, it's very natural, that mix of Spain, and they get to enjoy it so much.
I know.
Those who don't speak Spanish, you really do miss out. I know you don't need to speak Spanish in Marbella, but the actual Spanish people deserve it. They appreciate it, and they deserve us to make a little bit of effort.
They do.
You make a lot of effort. You with your kids.
I do with my
kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's start off with Everything Under the Sun. That was an ambitious project as well that you started.
It was.
Tell us a bit about what we can find in Everything Under the Sun.
Yeah, it was about 5 years ago now, and my kiddies are growing up, and I thought, I've always been a worker, and I thought I want to start something here on the coast. I think there was a niche market at the time where people are sort of not sure where to go to, what to find, and I started it from a little sort of light bulb moment, and I said to my mum, I'm going to offer everything, Mum. You know, I'm going to offer an A to Z service system here, and I'm going to offer everything under the sun. And it was at that moment that I thought, that's my job name. I pictured my logo, and I just wanted people that were living here or that were coming here like I did to come to me knowing that I would then put them in contact with professional, trusted people that I would use with my children, to babysit, to whatever. I just wanted them to know that I'd started from the beginning.
And that's so important.
And built it.
Myself, I always think of picked people or places I can trust.
Absolutely.
And when you've brought your kids up here, in the sense you're coming from experience, when you move over here, it can be very daunting.
Yes.
You have to think very carefully about putting your children into the national system. It's very different from what we had back home.
It is.
There are a lot of pros and cons, and I think having someone who's lived through it to guide you through can be very beneficial, but life-saving.
It's real, you know. I mean, not everything's easy. Yeah, I didn't find everything easy. People aren't. But I think if they can come to me and my company and then sort of say, I need this, I need that, whatever that is, it's on my shoulders, you know, and I'm going to then point them in the right direction. Pretty much how I wasn't when I got here. I was sort of wading through mud a bit, so I've made it easier. So I think that's a really important thing, that people can know that they can trust what the company's about and the professional people.
I think it is. It's fundamental. And again, it's not what you know, who you know. It's who knows you.
Absolutely.
And when you know that someone knows you and they can trust you and recommend you, that really does make up the crux of Marbella. It's a very transitional city, but there are those people who have been here a long time, and I think it's a big mistake when people do come in new and they don't go to the people who have the experience, who've been through the trials and tribulations. You don't have to fall over the same stone twice.
No. And also you end up picking up those pieces. You know, so many people will say to me, oh, you know, I wanted, for example, a rental, or I wanted someone to come to my house to do a big renovation job. And quite frankly, they're left completely not just disappointed, but they've paid too much, or they're just like picking people, oh, you know, this one's all right, that one's all right. It is who you know, not just in Marbella. You know, anywhere, it's who you know, who you trust. It's a feeling. It's also a feeling. You go with your intuition, but you also look at that person and think, yeah, like nannies, my babysitters, half of them are mums themselves. Half of them are my girlfriends, you know, and at the end of the day, my children are going to be looked after by you, so I'm happy to give you to everybody else.
It makes sense, and why not take advantage of these opportunities? So we've got everything under the sun.
We have.
And as a lady who does everything under the sun, you've also taught in local schools, drama, and now you are putting on, I'm so proud to say, a Spanish production.
I know.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Basically, Nicole, I studied drama and performing arts at college, and then I later went on to perform in many shows in America, in Spain and in London. So as much as I love directing and producing, I love being on the stage.
Oh, it just suits you so. I mean, it just makes so much sense.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes, it makes so much sense.
So basically,
woman after my own heart.
Yeah, you need to be on my next show, Nicole. So I've now been offered, a few weeks ago, I put on a show, The Wizard of Oz, and I had to sort of take the script, I had to adapt it, rewrite it, and we put it on in Marbella, and it was amazing. And then I was approached, and somebody said, look, we've got a Spanish show. At that point, I panicked and said, I can't speak Spanish, which is pathetic after 17 years, but I'm actually directing in English because my cast are an absolute mixture. They all understand English, they understand Spanish, and it's going to be one night only. It's a children's musical, and it's going to be on Saturday the 4th of August at 7 o'clock. And I have to make this clear because it's literally going to be one night that people can see this in Spanish. And it is a beautiful story. It was written by the protagonist of the show, who's now 8, and she wrote it when she was 5.
Oh my gosh, talk about budding genius.
She is. She had a vision, and it's a beautiful musical, and it's about friendship and believing in yourself and like the longed for dream that actually comes true at the end. But she had a vision at 5, and she put it into this show, and it's called The Caterpillar and the Wind.
Did she write the music as well? I mean, like, where is this child coming from?
I'd like to say she did, but no, actually, the young viewers that will come to watch this show will have a real insight into Tchaikovsky, say that word correctly.
You did that beautifully, yes.
Borodin, Mozart. We've got professional musicians and an opera singer from Russia.
Wow.
All our costumes are actually being made in Moscow.
So this is a Russian production. Tell us that this is like a
well,
serious
basically,
thing.
the company are Russian, and this is their first Spanish show. My first Spanish show as director, but hopefully, and I've got a really great feeling about this, Nicole. I think if this goes well and how we want it to, it's going to be filmed, and then we're hopefully taking it to Antequera, and we're taking it to Madrid. And then the next show, it will be in English.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
So you're going to be my butterfly.
I can't wait.
I can be your wind. I mean, you know, there's going to be the opportunity.
Yes, the wind beneath your wings.
Absolutely.
100%.
So it's really exciting. This is just the start of this project.
And I could see your enthusiasm, and that is what it takes.
Absolutely.
Enthusiasm, ability, passion, and know-how. What a perfect mix.
Yeah.
Francine, it's lovely to see you again. I'm not going to let it be so long till the next time.
No, definitely not, Nicole. Hopefully you'll come and see the show.
I will be
there. I just want to say, if people want to buy tickets for this show, if I can just give the web address, it's www.indexproduction.com.
Camera,
www.indexproduction.com, and you can go on. It's very, very clear and easy, and you can purchase your tickets online. And I hope to see everybody there on Saturday, the 4th of August at 7 o'clock in. Forgot to tell everybody.
Goya in Puerto Banús, right?
Absolutely, in the Teatro Goya in Puerto Banús. So
they can buy tickets at the door?
Yeah, they can buy tickets on the door, online, or they can actually come to me directly, and I've got a special promo code, and I can give a discount.
Oh, there you go. So, we're going to get that promo code, put it on the screen. Jerry, take notes.
Yes.
Promo code on the screen. I expect you all on the 4th of August.
Yeah, I hope so.
In Puerto Banús, Porto Banús. At what time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
4th of August.
A nice
Saturday.
musical. I fancy a bit of a musical.
Good, you come along too.
Oh, sounds like fun. Thank
Brilliant.
you. Lovely to see you again.
And you.
And as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go. Hey, hey.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the Zero Hero.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you.
Now that the summer heat is here, forests are extra sensitive to forest fires, and that's a danger to all of us. Here in Marbella, there was one close by in Cáceres, where luckily no one was hurt, but it took almost 2 days to get this huge forest fire under control. Now today, on the 24th of July, there was also news that there's been a forest fire in Greece where almost 50 people have died. So that means that we have to be extra sensitive when we go to forests, when we start barbecues. Even just a little spark from a barbecue can travel all the way into a forest and start a terrible forest fire, which here we really do not want. So what we suggest to you is that you don't litter in forests, because any piece of glass can cause a reflection and start a forest fire, and that you take extra precaution when walking around, and of course you don't start fires, in forests, because that of course can start a terrible forest fire. 95% of forest fires are caused by humans, so remember that. We are the only ones, or really, we really are the only ones who can stop forest fires.
Hey, hey.
Good afternoon and welcome to our little spot for AAA on the program with Nicole. We are in Puro Beach here today, and unfortunately they do not allow dogs in their restaurants, which is of course a shame, but understandable, because not everybody likes dogs. And that is understandable for us, because not everybody has to have a dog. Therefore, I would like to talk about some of the problems that are existing about dogs here in Spain. And that is that there is an overpopulation of wild dogs, or what they call the campo dogs. A lot of dogs are unwanted. The biggest problem here is that sterilization is a taboo. A lot of people do not realize that sterilization is a very necessary item to have with your pets. But the Spanish people, unfortunately, think it's still a very unnatural thing to do, which it isn't, because it's better for the dogs, better for the cats, and better for the people, and better for the unwanted dogs. Therefore, on August the 18th, we are having a candlelight vigil. It's the day of the homeless dogs. We have a candlelight vigil at the Harbor Deportivo of Marbella. It's in the evening from 8 o'clock till midnight, and about 22:30, so 10:30, we will have a candlelight vigil. Many candles will be lit for all the homeless dogs that have been killed and have been going around for many, many days or months without food and water before they end up in a shelter or die out in the wild. In Spain, there are still shelters which they call pereras. They are paid by the government, by the individual locals, and the people who run these places are mostly, not all of them, are animal lovers, unfortunately. Most of the pereras will keep a dog that is being brought to them for only about 10 days to see if the owner will show up to pick up their pet. If the pet is not adopted or picked up before that time, they will be put to sleep. Therefore, a lot of those dogs are in not very nice conditions because they're going to die anyway. So they're not going to get much food and not going to get much water. They die in horrible circumstances, and it is a shame for a country like Spain, but it does happen. The Pereiras apparently get about 150 to 200 euros per dog that they put to sleep. We at AAA don't even get that money to keep them alive. I am very sorry to be a little bit harsh today, but it's hurting my heart, and I really want to build up to this day of the homeless dogs on the 18th of August. And I would like everyone to come to that day to either sign a petition or to come and light a candle for all the dogs that have been killed unnecessarily and will be killed unnecessarily if we do, all of us do not something about it. Laws will have to be changed. Laws are here in Spain about animal protection. That's not the point. But they are not being kept and are not being looked after. And I think if many people would stand up eventually and come and support not only us, but all the good animal shelters where there are being looked after dogs well and who can stay and have a no-killing policy, we will start to change Spain. And specifically, we start in this area because that's where we are. So I'm asking you, please, on the 18th of August, from 8 o'clock on, we will be present in the Puerto Deportivo in Marbella to honor all the dogs that have been killed unnecessarily and to look after all the homeless dogs. Thank you very much for this spot. I'm sorry I'm not very friendly today and not very pleasant today, and I don't have a dog because they're not allowed here. But please forgive me. I'll see you next week with a doggy for adoption. Thank you very much. And remember, don't shop, adopt.
I was just saying to my lovely Teresa Bernabé that I love her outfit, and then she said it's from Dreams Girl, and of course Fifi has amazing clothes. When I lived in El Paraíso, I always used to come to Laguna Village to go to Dreams Girls, and this is one of my favorite Dreams Girls. Teresa, it's lovely to see you again.
The same, and congratulations.
Thank you, I'm a granny.
Wow, it has to be amazing.
It is the most unique feeling I think I've had so far. What a wonderful
and more from
privilege.
a girl as well, from your daughter.
It is. My little girl had a little girl, and I have to say, taking the advantage, that I'd heard great things about her being born, about having birth in the Costa del Sol hospital.
It is. I had it as well.
Yes? Well,
yes.
Really, I was
And it
just
was amazing.
blown away. She was someone with her all the time.
Yeah.
They weren't like...
And they're caring.
Yes.
Like you, and more in that time, you need people around you like that. And it was a wonderful
a lot of times in the
experience.
health system we're used to being like despachado, you know, that they're running you through, but it really wasn't. And so thank you very much to all the maternity ward there because it was wonderful.
No, they do a great job
Yes,
here.
and I have a lovely granddaughter, Lake Maisie King-Wheeler. And you have your little boy. How old is Maximilian
2 years
now?
and a half,
Wow.
about to be. Amazing. I think it's a wonderful age because they start talking, you can play with them. He's always telling jokes. And
I remember
I'm
when
so
my
lucky.
son said to me something once when he was little, and I said something, well, since when has this happened? And he said to me, since before I knew how to talk to tell you. And that really hit me because obviously he was aware and conscious of what was going on, but he didn't have that language ability. And I think it's something that we should all keep in mind with our children.
Yes,
that they might not be able to express it. But another thing he also said is that adults may be older and they may have more information. It doesn't make them smarter than children.
No,
Our children are our future.
And they always say there always has to be in every family a 3-year-old at home, and it's true. That smiles. That makes you feel like happy.
And the truth of a child.
Sí.
They say things without that pretentious, without all the planning. So yes, we love our kids. How can we not? How can we not?
No, well,
the nice thing is you always manage to fit in looking after Maximilian with your job, which is something I've always put an emphasis on, that whatever I've molded myself and my business to suit my children, and living in Marbella really enhances that.
And we have quality of life here. You see all the beach in winter in December when you can be having lunch in a chiringuito and they're playing. Like no cars compared to traffic jams in other places. No, we live in paradise. I always say that. We're so lucky for that as well.
We're so lucky. I went as in paradise. One of my favourite places everyone knows is the Melia Don Pepe Hotel, because that's where I used to go on holiday as a child. And all the staff there, well, now there's one left, just one left. We're all getting older. But you celebrate there every year your Teresa Bernabé Luxury TV anniversary, and this year topped off every year. I don't know how you can make it better, because each year they're spectacular. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
How many years now?
13 years already. I started with 24, so now 37. Time flies, doesn't it? And more when you're doing what you like. And with that, it was a magical night, like always, with all my friends, all the people that care for us, nearly 650 people, 35 companies, from the best catering to the best clothes. We had everything, catwalks, singers,
Belly dancers,
of course, D-Day, like dance floors.
It's
everything.
such a beautiful setting as well, and that
Yes,
5-star
of
luxury
course,
that you represent. You started off in the stock exchange.
Yes.
So how did you go from stock exchange to luxury TV?
That's the good thing about life, doesn't it? It surprises you all the time. Well, I studied economics, and it was my dream always stock exchange, until I went to Wall Street. And I saw that. For me, that. I can't describe it with another word, because it wasn't my dream anymore. It was people who sort of like looking only one way, not be looking at the sky like I do every single morning. I'm a blessing. No, it was more like just money. I don't care about money. I like money to live, but no, it's not my aim in life. I prefer to be happy, and I didn't find myself happy there. So life changes, and then I moved here. My parents had a house here, and I started in real estate, which I liked. It was a job that. But a year later, I found my passion, which is luxury marketing. The first online luxury TV, we founded it in Spain. It was the first one, and of luxury was the first one in the world. And we started recording mansions and making a way that people from their desk could see all the nice things there is in the world, and some that didn't have the high spending power, but could even go to the big parties and watch it there.
Exactly, it's like choosing your moments, because everything in Marbella caters to someone. You do have something for everyone. Here in Puro Beach and Laguna Village, I have to say, when I lived in this area, was very much my favourite place to be. And they're going from strength to strength.
It is.
You're also helping them develop their international brand, which is already very established. But you have such a far-reaching public. It really is. It's amazing what you've built up.
And as well, the clients we have now clients Conservatorium Hotel in Amsterdam, we have in Tulum clients, we have worldwide, because we're on board the airlines as well. So we have to be worldwide. With Salduna Catering, I fell in love when I went to an event and I saw the catering. I was like, well, that's not the normal thing, you see in different, it's original. You can have from Japanese to Indian, mixed with kosher. And
those are things, obviously, that Teresa, you'll know, because you go to so many events, you host so many events. It is the catering that makes the difference, those little details. And on those little details, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. You just pass over, yes, we're on the airlines.
Yes.
Anyone who's in marketing and events will know that that is quite a coup in itself, because you represent major companies, move major money, but it is those people, those transitional people that actually make up a large part of our community, the ones who come and go, to grab them on the plane before they get there. So how did you go about actually building up that cachet?
That was 1 year after the anniversary, so I was 26, and I was on a plane in going to London, and I said, how boring is this plane? The typical thing when you see where you're getting, but you're in the middle, and I'm like, I want to be there. So I said, okay, well, start sending emails. So I sent email. We started with Spanair to do a meeting. I had to go to Mallorca, then we went to Air Europa. Spanair was closing the same day. Air Europa was 1 year of investigation of my company, but since 2009 we're there in all the flights that go to America and South America.
And that's wonderful, because all these obviously are markets that are so developing here in Marbella.
Yeah, and as well as people that travel, so people that will be spending money, that have that aim of seeing new places and trying to reach them.
Must be a hard life for you, traveling around all these different places. What do you pick up from the places you go? I know the nice thing is that you do have that ability to take the best of each place to then bring it back here to Marbella, always with Marbella as your centre promotion?
Yes, I think everything, because from every country you get new ideas, the culture. I love meeting new people, learning from them, learning new things. And then, for example, now we are always working. We've been 3 years with Le Roche, with our students. So we make them new experience to open their mind, because you can study luxury from a book, but it's not the same. You have to take them to Ascari, you have to take them to different places to really get that feeling of what luxury
is.
Yeah.
Exactly. There are a lot of places in Marbella, unfortunately, that profess to be luxurious, and they do so by giving high prices. That doesn't make the place.
No.
What for you makes that 5-star luxury?
I think his service is so important, quality, and it's an experience, somewhere that you just cross the door and you feel somewhere magical. I think it's easy and difficult, but it doesn't mean that it has to have gold. For example, this is luxurious, to have this swimming pool, to have this service. You don't have to be, but just that the service is so important as well, to be treated well.
And the consistency, for example,
hard
here
work
at Burro
always
Beach,
has to be.
It's keeping up in the same, either be continuously good or continuously bad.
A great
but give the
atmosphere.
same. Well, you know, when you're going there, that you get what you're expecting.
Yeah, and people like polite around you. You like that. You want to be here and enjoy, not having. Just, I think
Exactly.
it's
People
one of-
complaining or
Yeah.
huffing and puffing.
or too much. Drunk people. It depends. You can. The good thing about Marbella, you have 20,000 Marbellas. You can go to a small chiringuito to have a speto, which is a luxury day as well, in a way. And you can come to clubs like this. You can do whatever you want, and that's amazing.
You're a very independent woman, and Marbella actually has a high quota of independent women. There are also a lot of options for women to go out. It's not like in other cities that you can't go out alone, that there seems to be a comfort about being a very competent woman in Marbella. What places do you tend to go out with your friends and things? What do you do when you're not working?
Yeah,
Although you're always kind of
Yeah,
working.
I'm more like a day kind of person, because I love the places like Puro, Salduna catering, events. Normally I go to the events I do or my clients do, but I don't normally have time to even go out. Then, for example, I discovered last week Kids Social.
Oh, it's
I have
lovely,
to
the
enjoy-
Russian club. It's fabulous. Yes, I'm a member.
Yeah,
Check it out. It really is really lovely.
Amazing, and we had a quality in food like Salduna Cat, so amazing. Then there's with them I do a lot with Puro, with Don Pepe always, so I don't have time, and I always sleep with Maximilian, so I want to sleep with him better than going out.
Do you find also, now that I know that happened to me with my children growing up, that you tend to also direct the things you look at that are suitable for your children, because your
Yes,
world
you
kind
want
of
him to-
directs around them?
It is. You want him to be happy and to discover, and he loves like spending the day on clubs. Like he's going to enjoy life.
Well, we'll
You
have to
can
get
see
him to
from
come
the
down
beginning.
with us to the harbour in the
Yeah.
Marina Marbella, because the Royal Yacht Club are doing some great sailing courses, and I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
we get
you
them
will
started
love
early,
it.
because there's such a beautiful ocean and
Yeah.
coastline. So
Then we
wonderful.
have another like catwalk. Have you seen Boutique La Faraona, the ones with the flamenco dresses?
No, but I would like
They
to.
do- oh, well,
That
one
sounds
day,
right up my
One
street.
day we have to put you like
You're on.
dress up,
Okay.
because they're amazing. The
Book
Hotel
it,
Cultura-
Dana.
Yeah.
Book it.
You have to. Amazing.
I love that style. It kind of suits me too,
Yeah.
with my bit of a
And then
flamenco
with
look.
kids, we have Mary Poppins. Have you heard about them?
This is the babysitting and cleaning service.
And everything. Amazing. Really, like you need someone to trust. The owner is a lawyer. She's been a lawyer 15 years, and she had a baby, and she said, where do I get an agency? There wasn't any agency, and she started it. So you can trust her, and that's so important when you're
Well,
leaving
I'm
your
going to be
kid.
having a little chat with Teresa afterwards, making some notes.
Yeah,
of
with
some
anything we
lineup
can help.
interviews, because obviously Teresa is in the know, and anyone she thinks we should know, I want you to know about. Teresa, it's lovely to catch up with you again.
Thank you very much,
And
Nicole.
thank you for bringing us
Congratulations.
here.
A pleasure.
You know, sometimes
Today-
we don't travel enough.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is also now with our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit and Supporters Group, Linear Director of the Road Traffic Safety Foundation is giving us free taxi up to 4 times a month if we go out and we're drinking, so we don't
Great.
drink and drive. So that's really worth it.
It is.
So check out all the incentives from United Nationalities of Marbella Summit, because that way you can actually go further afield and not worry about drinking and driving and discounts and all kinds of other things.
Really
Teresa, thank
interesting.
you.
Thank you very
Big
much,
hug.
darling.
And I'll go, I think I have to pop in and do a little bit of shopping now. I love you.
Hey, hey.
Here on Marbella Now TV, we like to inform foreigners and tourists on new laws that come into action in Marbella. And there's one big one now that started this summer, and that's to do with public nudity. It is now illegal to walk around in public spaces, or even just staying in public spaces or traveling through public spaces with an exposed torso. So no swimwear, not only in your swimwear you're not allowed to be walking, or just shirtless, as you can get a fine of up to 750 euros. Now, public areas and public access areas to beaches and pools, you're allowed to wear, you're allowed to not wear a t-shirt. So paseos marítimos, the beautiful ones that we have along the coast, they're absolutely fine. But walking around, let's say, the center of Marbella, looking at menus that there are in the center of Marbella, in the Casco Antiguo, if you're walking around without a shirt on and you're spotted by the police, you may get a fine from 250 euros to 750 euros, depending on how drastic the police see it. Also, carrying sexual objects around, especially you see these in stag parties and Hindus, these dolls that may have, you know, you've seen them around, you know what I'm talking about. That's also not allowed anymore, and this started this summer, so do be careful and do be aware of your surroundings and what you're wearing on yourself.
We all talk about networking in Marbella. Everyone's networking something. However, it is in our community fundamental if you want to make friends, if you want to open your cultural, social opportunities, even for business. The nice thing is that we get to meet people through other people. If you're nice, you even get recommended. And we were talking before with Teresa Bernabé, and it came up about the Salduna catering. Now, Salduna is part of the Puro Beach group, and as I suddenly met this lovely young lady called Alba, and she's in charge of the catering at Salduna, I grabbed her. So I'm sorry and I'm grateful for you taking a few moments, Alba.
Very nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you too. I know I look Spanish, and I'm certainly not, but you look very flamenco, beautiful Spanish. Are you Spanish?
Yes, I am.
I mean,
I am from Cadiz.
From Cadiz. You have what we foreigners would really think of, beautiful Spanish dollies in the shops. So congratulations on being so beautiful, first of all. So you're from Cadiz.
Yes.
What brought you first up to Marbella?
Well, I have been working in the hospitality industry near Cadiz and also in Malaga and also in the Canary Island. And the first thing I did here in Marbella was working here as a receptionist. So I started here like 6 years ago in Puro Beach company, and from that I have grown up and I have worked in different departments.
I think a lot of people don't realise, congratulations, I think a lot of people don't realise that we do actually have very established businesses with such as Puro Beach. I mean, it's world renowned. It's got a great reputation, and it's consistently the same.
Yes,
for you having this educational experience, you already came from the industry. How have you found growing up and learning at Puro and then going transition with Salduna?
It has been an amazing experience because you can learn from the same company all through the years, so you can learn from every single department, all the kind of stuff and the routine that you need to learn towards the clients. So it's very nice that you learn everything about these industries in the same company. So you can see, as I say, every single detail, and you can know every person and staff from the company. So it's not like you're changing of companies every time in different kind of works and different businesses.
So for our youngsters, this company would be one to look to if you're looking to make a career in the industry.
Definitely.
So obviously you're loving it. You're now in charge of the catering.
Correct.
There are so many events going on in Marbella. Yes. What is special about the Salduna catering?
What is special from us is our top services. Like we send our know-how, because it's full of top quality products, the first quality raw materials. We have an amazing professional team. which are very young people, but it's still professional, it's still very charm, and it's still very personalized and focused to clients. So it's not like we have very professional and boring stuff, as we normally say. It's like the guests can enjoy the evening and they still can enjoy with our staff. So the top quality products, the premium service, and again the successful of the event in general.
I know that Teresa was telling me that sometimes you can get bored with caterings because it's always the same, and that certainly isn't the case with yours.
That's why in the part of the gastronomy we try to make something different. So we are specialized in due to our international team at kitchen. We have Indian chef, we have Argentinian chef, we have Italian chef. So we have like a little, no, it's not a little, it's a big mix of nationalities and flavors. So that what makes our gastronomy so different from the others. We can specialize each event on what the client is looking for.
With authentic chefs, which does make a difference when you're getting each one specialized.
And we make an international and authentic fusion of gastronomy. So we have done fabulous Indian events. We have also done kosher events that is not very common here on the area.
Well, I was actually asked the other day, someone asked me they wanted to do an Argentinian barbecue. If I'd have known, I could have contacted Sandra. I would never have thought of that.
Yeah,
so it's nice to know.
Italian, Indian, and also kosher from the US events.
Have you managed to travel through the group and visit the different businesses, or have you been located here in Marbella, or have you got to travel to the other Puro beaches? And
yeah, I have been there in Mallorca. I have visited them, and I also visited Dubai during six months. I have been working there in the reception as well in the restaurant. So I know how the franchise works, and you can feel the same every Puro that you go. So that's the main aim of the franchise, that you as guests, you can go and traveling around the world and you can feel the same top service, the same top quality dishes, and that's the essence of Puro Beach. So that's what we're trying to transfer to Salduna Catering. So it's not just the events at the club, also Salduna Beach is our club. So to transfer this kind of service and this kind of relaxed but luxury service to our catering, and to move our clients to background our countryside fincas or villas. So that's what we try.
Certainly makes life easy. I mean, if there's not enough places to go out to, and now you don't even have to go out, and Teresa was saying the same thing as well, especially when you work in the industry, you like to stay at home, but it's nice to know that you can also get some catering at home. Does it have to be a big event, or would you cater also to small events?
We do a lot of type of events. It could be a really magnificent wedding at a villa. We can go to your home, going with a private chef, and serve just for your private family special dinner.
Well, I'm looking around here. This also must be the ideal venue for weddings as well. Do you also do weddings here at Peru?
We have done weddings from 7-8 years ago, and every summer we are increasing the number of weddings, and they are looking, because the place is very, very special. It's a unique location, so we can have ceremonies on the beach front, first line of the beach, and then we can go upstairs to have an elegant and luxury dinner. So it's going to be outside. We can have music until the early hours, so it's a very, very nice venue.
Unique privileges. That's what Marbella we deserve. 5-star all the way.
Correct.
Well, Albert, it's lovely to meet you.
Thanks to you.
And it's nice to know that, as I say, I was just last week about doing, I need to do an Argentine barbecue. And I think, why are they asking me? But now I know why, because they knew I was going to meet you.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to tell them.
Okay, all right.
Well, I look forward to trying more Salduna catering events. I've actually been to a few, and they are really delicious. So it's always so nice to have the opportunity to actually chat with the lady who organises it all.
Thanks to you.
So they'll have to just contact you if they want to organise something.
Yes, please. Every kind of event, we will tailor the menu and the services to your event.
Like you've got a price, they've got the place.
Yeah, correct.
And all the things you need.
Correct.
Thank you, Albert. It's lovely to meet you.
Very
Encantada de verdad.
Igualmente.
Marbella is offering something wonderful for all the bookworms out here. From the 20th of July to the 19th of August, there is a book fair which offers, 18 different libraries from all around Spain are coming here to Marbella to offer their best selections in books that are in Spanish, for those who want to improve their language. Also, there are books in German, French, English, for anyone really who is here on the coast and likes to read. And if you're looking for some summer reads, there are many people there who can recommend you all sorts of nice books. There are also, over these days that the book fair is there are 40 different activities, including book signings and children's events for the whole family to enjoy. It's in Parque de la Alameda, which is just up north from the beach. So it's behind all the Salvador Dali statues. You can't miss it. It's huge. There's a lot of books and it's a lot of fun.
Hello, my name is Marisa. I'm the lawyer of Marbella Now TV. Today, in the gorgeous place that we are today, and in the very sunny day of summer, we have to talk about a little bit about inheritance, and in that case, about the will. If you are resident or not resident, but you have assets, that means properties, bank account, or any kind of or other cars or any other kind of asset, we recommend you to make a will, to grant a will, because otherwise you're going to have more problem in case of death to let them to your heirs. We're going to have a little scenario just to explain you very briefly the situation now accordingly with the European rules that all around EU is applying. If you are non-resident and you have access here, if you grant a will, you can rule the distribution of your assets, whatever you want, according to your personal law, your country law. And this is something that you are familiar. And if you are non-resident but you die with no will, your personal law is going to rule the inheritance to all the assets, all the estate. But what happens is that you have to make a probate in your own country or in Spain, and this is a process that's going to complicate to your heirs all the situation to get them entitled to be the owner of the assets that you want to let them. So, to grant a will is for sure one of the points that you have to keep in mind. But if you are resident here, you have the option, if you are resident in Spain or you are resident in any other EU country, you have the option to choose between your own personal law and the law, inheritance law, of the place of your residence. That means if you are resident in Spain, but you are German or you are Danish or you are English, you can choose to regulate, to rule your asset, the distribution of your asset between your personal law, with your nationality, or the Spanish law. Spanish law is probably Spanish, French, Portuguese and Italian law probably is the more protective for the children, but we have always way to manage. And it's very important that you know all that, all the option, because like that you can decide what you want to do with your assets after you die, and to divide and your asset in a way that you are able to pay taxes. It's true that now, since the 1st of January, now in Andalusia, if you are resident in Andalusia, you don't going to pay taxes up to 1 million euros for each quote of the heirs. But sometimes has to be studied and has to be in any way to have all the scenarios, the possible scenarios, just to get to this situation. If you have an access, you have an estate with more than this amount. Anyway, but if you are resident in another European country, for instance, you are English, but you are resident in France and you have access in Spain, you have to do a will, you have to grant a will, because that's make much easier all the process. Because you're going to choose, so you can choose between the English law and French law to rule your Spanish state. That means it's a many combination that we can do. We encourage you to grant a will, but we encourage you to get a good advice. It's very cheap to go to the notary and grant a will. But in any case, try to be sure and try to get advice by the lawyer to try to accept and rule your inheritance and your assets as best as you can in life, because this is going to be more profitable and more easier for all your heirs. Any question, you can send us to the website of the TV or just www.justlaw.es. Thank you.
Our poor cameraman is going crazy because every time we go to do an interview, we're ending up chatting beforehand. He's waiting for us to stop chatting. So let's carry on the conversation, but on camera, so you guys also can be part of all this interesting stuff I'm talking about with Charito. Charito is with Deborah, the Butterfly Children's Charity. This is a charity that was born in Marbella. Why? Because the young boy born in Marbella, of a Marbella family, had a disease that I can't even say, but it basically means his skin is like that of a butterfly, so delicate that is excruciatingly physically painful, but psychologically must be devastating for the family. Charito, welcome to Marbella Now.
Thank you for having me.
My
on behalf
pleasure.
Of the
We've been having
children.
some lovely email
Yeah.
exchanges, and I could already sense that you are a very joyous person, very loving person. Charito,
Thank
can I ask
you.
first of all, where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands. I was born in Gouda, where the cheese comes from.
Oh, the Gouda. We say Gouda.
Gouda.
You say it so beautifully. How do you say it in the Dutch?
It's Dutch is Gouda.
Gouda. Gouda. I love a nice bit of Gouda.
And I moved to Spain 12 years ago.
And loving it.
Yeah, I'm living my dream, Nicole, serious. I left my country when I was 26 by myself in my car to start a new life. And I had a budget for 3 months, and 1 week before my money was gone, I found a job. I'm still here.
So the universe obviously wanted you to stay here.
Yes.
And what do you do? Is it a full-time job with Deborah, or are you a volunteer? Explain how your position.
Yeah, well, I've worked before for ABN AMRO, private banking, for 7 years, event manager, and then I encouraged already the bank to do something good for society.
I think that's where I met you. I was thinking, I know you, I know you,
Yeah,
I know you, and I couldn't remember where
I've
from.
been to your summit in Velvet with Lena.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You know when you're looking at someone like, you have that pretty face, and it's like people are so much on Facebook. And,
Yeah, I cut my hair. That's maybe the.
Oh,
the
but no, I'm so nice. Okay, placed, wonderful.
Yeah.
So you're very well positioned in Marbella and a lot of ability.
Well, I'm here 12 years, and thanks to several jobs, not only Dutch companies but also Spanish, English, I'm very grateful and feel very fortunate with my network. I feel also very supported, and so I encourage mi gente, my
Your
friends,
people, your
my
yes.
familia. I encourage people to do something good. I motivate them, and I like to challenge people. So that's what I've done with the bank. But then the bank closed, and because I was organizing golf events for the Butterfly Children with the bank, we fundraised around 75,000 euros in 3 years.
It's quite amazing. These are the golf events at the Aloha.
Yeah, now for the Butterfly Children we do once a year in Aloha and once in Marbella Club Golf, which is the 9th of August.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and we still have some.
Let's see if we can get you in some more golf clubs, because we've been talking lately. In fact, we're going to have a very special golf program coming up in August. We're going to the Villa Padierna golf courses because they are very, very enthused to include our youth in golf, because otherwise if our kids don't get involved, golf's going to die off, and Marbella is the place. So maybe we can get the Deborah Butterfly
amazing.
Children involved with there as well, because the more the merrier, supporting this cause, which is so worthwhile.
Yeah, we're in good contact with Villa Padierna. They're so good ambassadors also for us. But yeah, golf, it's a nice event. It's a win-win situation.
It is, doing these collaborations like our restaurants that do charity events, in the sense of everybody needs business 12 months a year, charities need money 12 months a year. This is something we discussed at United Nationalities summit that we need to just be a little bit more supportive of each other, not so scared of each other. Because we actually, even if we do the same thing, we all offer something different, and it's that layer of complementing each other that's so important. How can we better understand the Deborah charity, Butterfly Skin, the people, their families? Charito, give us an introduction. What should we know as a first step?
First of all, I think it's important that it's incurable at the moment. We're very hard working with research. We need money for research because we don't get a lot of social support of the government. So our charity shops are our main income, and we're very proud with our 10 shops in the rest of Spain. But we have one in San Pedro and one in Malaga and one in Marbella, which is more local here. And important to know is that the San Pedro shop is the one who's best selling. It's really, really good. But also we need volunteers. We need your energy, time, besides
You mean to be in these shops, to keep
help
them going?
Yeah.
The timetables of these shops are like all shops, so you want them to be open from 10 to 2, from 5 to 8, for example.
Yeah.
As people know from my columns in the Euro Weekly, and also I try to put on the screen when I'm wearing clothes that I buy, they say second-hand, vintage, but I buy a lot of my clothes in the Deborah charity store that is in Jacinto Benavente, which is in Marbella, the same road as the post office.
Yeah.
And I pick up Betsy Johnson dresses for €8. I mean, a lot of brand clothes. We have a lot of very, very wealthy people who live in Marbella. They give away their clothes. So when we think second-hand, no, think vintage. And you say that is a big part of your income comes from that?
Yes.
So this is very important.
Important. It's vital for our survival.
Okay, so to keep the shops open from 10 till 2, 5 till 8.
Yeah.
I remember talking with you before about this. You need to work in a shop. You don't have to be there all day. Tell us the options of hours, how the legal setup is for getting your contracts. How does this work?
Well, it's really flexible, to be honest. You come to the shop the first time, you just do a tryout, and then the second time, of course, we take some notes of the dates, no, the details. But you just let us know what is the best you can do. But even with 2 hours, we're very, very blessed.
So if someone can give 2 hours, even if it's just 1 day a week or 1 day a month?
Of course, I mean, it could be amazing if we can count on them for a day part, like, or every Wednesday they say, and then we just make a planning. But, well,
so the more volunteers, the easier it will become.
Yeah.
But if it's anyone, but this is legal. It's not like working illegally. You do the proper paperwork to cover their insurance.
Yes.
In the sense that so people understand the volunteering. But there is some kind of format to it. There's
a policy.
It's official.
Yes.
And it's exactly. This is important that people aren't just coming in and out. And if you say you're going to go, you need to actually go.
Yeah. We are also very, you know, in saying like not selective, but we do have our standards. Like it's hard work also. I mean, there's a lot of work in the shops, and Antonia, the shop manager, she needs really help.
So even if you're giving your time free, you have to really work, and obviously you're in the face of the public and you're an ambassador for the charity.
Yes.
So it is a lot of responsibility.
Can ask, like, okay, what is it all about? So yeah, it's like structuring also the shop, changing the escalera, the showroom, the window.
Rightly, to do the shop windows and all these things. There's everything the shop needs.
Archive.
The main source of income is from the charity shops. You also different events. What then happens to that money?
It's first of all, it goes straight to the families, the enfermeras, the nurses. Yeah, sorry, I'm with the
You're doing
language.
a great job. And you're Dutch, you're speaking English, you live in Spain.
So yeah, it goes to the families, support the nurses and research. Those are the main streams where it goes first.
Research, at the moment it's incurable, but the families, the costs involved in looking after a child with an incurable disease. This one requires bandages, nursing. I mean, it's 24/7. It's a horrible thing to listen to, but I think something that's quite necessary. What are the afflictions? What does the child go with? How do one know that you have this illness? How do we find out? What happens? What are the first symptoms?
Well, they're born with it, so they're open wounds and blisters, and hopefully then the hospital calls us, like first call.
Do you think now, because I know when we first started talking about this 7 years ago, basically none of the hospitals were even aware, so when a child was born with this, they didn't know who to call.
Yeah.
It looks like you've come a long way in these last years.
Yes, yes. Still, we have some steps to make, but we're very blessed with the...
And that takes a lot of time, and you have to pay someone to make all those contacts, in the sense that those finances really are well invested.
Yes.
To have someone informing continually.
Yeah, awareness is very important, and so far so good. Yeah.
Okay,
But,
so the hospital is the first step. They contact you, and then what happens? You send your teams.
Yes, if there's a newborn and they phone us at the standby phone number, then a team of 2 nurses, a social worker and a psychologist flies in to the family, and they stay there average a week to support, counsel and help the whole family. So it's not only the child, it's the parents and the brothers and the sisters and the social entities around. Because, for example, there is a child, and I spoke with him and I said, well, which part of your body is what's the most painful? I asked, and he said, because there were some parts of his body, and he said, well, in the bus. And I said, what do you mean in the bus? I thought maybe the bus was moving and it hurts, and he said, no, because the people go away, the people move.
This was something that little Pablo, who has mastocytosis, again, a similar affliction.
It's not contagious.
And his parents, one of the things that worries them most is that little Pablo growing up in Marbella, that he will be treated differently and people think it's contagious and they will move away.
Yeah.
So what a perfect note to finish on. Oh gosh, dame las manos. When people suffer, we need to support them, not run away from them. And the solution to that is us to be more aware. Awareness. Sharing information so that we know what's going on and we can support people in their hour of need. Charito, perfect.
Can I say something? This is to thank you. Your help gives us wings. So thank you for creating awareness. And
oh, thank you. Oh, this is for my little granddaughter.
Yeah. It's from Jacinto Benavent. So it's the first
charity. A little charity shop present for my granddaughter. Drooling, drooling.
Thank you so much.
It even says, Lake Maisie, this is for you. This next section is sponsored by Linea Directa, tailor-made expat car insurance.
Driving here in Spain is a challenge, and also it's a difficulty when you're looking for parking. So here's another tip from Marbella Now TV and Linea Directa. We're promoting road safety as it's such an important thing. So yeah, what was I saying about parking? You're not allowed to park somewhere where there is a yellow line next to the walkway or a red line. Remember that, because you could get quite a big fine, and nobody wants that on a holiday. Also, Linea Directa is offering free taxis, and not just one free taxi, it's 4 free taxis per month for those who are going out and spending a nice day here in the Costa del Sol, going out in Marbella or going out in Puerto Banús. Of course, there might be some drinking involved, and what we don't want on the road are drunk drivers, especially when there are so many nationalities and so many cultures here on the road. So, the Linea Directa offers these 4 free taxis a month for whoever is signed up to their scheme to keep the roads safe. And from Marbella Now TV and Linea Directa, we tell you to stay safe on the roads.
Hey, hey.
We're just saying how bright it is here. Normally I have no problem with the light, but it is a gloriously bright day.
It is.
What's it like for you being so blonde, fair-skinned and blue-eyed on days like this?
Exactly. I adore the sun, but this is too much.
It is nice that we're here actually relaxing, not having to work now, taking a little break and welcoming Vanessa van Camp back to the program. But today, not in her quality as the president of the Belgian business community club of Spain, but as Vanessa Van Camp Real Estate, located in the heart of San Pedro in the church square, which Vanessa is in full, I'll say roadworks, but it's like, God knows what is going on there.
Well, we are on what is left from the square, so they are really taking everything away. They are going to reinforce everything, and then it will be a very nice new plan for the square. So that's certainly San Pedro is going to grow with that and to get very good and very nice with it. So
because it's a lovely church square there, but it is true that they had the gazebo in the middle. It was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
It didn't lend itself to events. It's a shame though that it's in the middle of the summer. But then again, there's never a good moment, I suppose.
Exactly, there's always a problem for somebody depending on what you are doing. Now for us it is a bit difficult that our clients have nearly to climb over everything before they can get to our office, but we will move and find them.
Yeah, the nice thing is you do that, you find them. We were talking the other day and you were saying that really it's strange in the industry that you should be in the industry because you're a very honest person, and the fame of the real estate industry, unfortunately, because perhaps in Spain you don't have to have a license as such, there are a lot of people who bring the profession down.
Exactly, I think that is with all professions, so also service. People should be really professional and feel that passion for the work. So for me, our clients are our priority. We like to help them to find what they are looking for in the shortest time possible, so that the rest of the time they can of course enjoy their property. And yes, it is true, the government made free the possibility to sell to everybody, which is no good for the final clients because they have no guarantee.
No protection whatsoever.
No, exactly, except if they work with the official agents. Of course, because we belong to colleges and these are protected by the insurance, etc. We have obliged courses to follow every year, which even if it wasn't obliged, you do that because you must be up to date. And that's why all our personnel, all our staff, I just recommend them to study whatever they want to be the most informed as possible, because that's how we can help our clients to reduce the complete procedure, let's say, from finding till buying and then enjoying.
And there are so many stages, not just finding the house, but the legalities, and those change so frequently in Spain, and far too often people don't have lawyers or the different professionals even in the real estate industry to make sure that they're getting what they're paying for or they think they're paying for.
Exactly, and also because we talk about Spain, but really we have 17 different communities and they have different laws. So people, okay, they try to do some homework, talk with friends, etc. But if they haven't bought in the same community, with the best will of the world, they might be telling you something completely wrong. And that's then of course a pity if afterwards if they come here and find out it is not what they really thought. So that's why important that they first find out which part of Spain they want, and once they decide that, okay, then we can concentrate on that part of Spain.
Right, because each area has specific laws.
Might have them, and different taxes, etc.
It is a very challenging industry, one that changes a lot. You do sales and rentals, but one of the things I think is very important is a lot of times we build up a lot of junk in our homes, or we know how our homes are, we like them. But if you want to sell or rent something, frequently they need dressing up, refurbishing. You kind of handle everything because, as I say, we love our homes and we have all our memories and photographs, but that's not how people want to go and view a home when they're looking to buy something.
And that is very delicate, of course, because we do respect everybody. You like your home, you have done it in your own way, but of course sometimes I must tell the people that they should take away some things. Please let us do for you what we can do, what we know, because the client is going to come to visit your property, but might have another style or whatever. That doesn't mean that yours is no good. but it only means that we have to be more neutral, depending on what the clients are looking for. And sometimes it's difficult to say to somebody that they should change something, because they can take it very personal. So that's why I just try to make them understand why we do this.
It isn't the same thing if you've got photographs of your family all over a house. How can someone visualize their family in a house that's covered in your personal touches? So it's little things that you really do need to appreciate.
Exactly. Yes.
How long have you been in the real estate industry?
For over 33 years now.
You don't look old enough.
I did come with a lollipop.
Is this a family business? How did you get involved in the first place?
Well, I did get involved because my parents, they were in the business van camp, natural stones, natural pavements, so road work more. It's what I have in front of my office now. So, and the company was quite known all over the world. I was helping my father for a while there, but you know, with the generations, then it changes. And as they were already buying, renting, refurbishing, then I thought that being Spain one of my favorites, I would rather go to Spain and not stay in Belgium. And so the first property they bought here was in Cancelada, so very near to here. And
which was nothing back in those days. I mean, it was like the tiniest village probably.
Exactly, and I know San Pedro when it was nearly only the church.
And the chemist.
Yes,
and our chemist, the pharmacia.
Exactly.
The church.
So all the rest, of course, it is amazing how it has changed. Which in a certain part is very nice, of course, all these extra services, the ambience that they knew how to give to it. So, but it depends also what are you looking for. So you know that we are not only here, we are in different places of Spain, because I like Spain in general. So it offers so many things, such a wide variety. But going back, so how I got in, that's my start in it. And as I know what it is to be a foreigner in another country, I swore that my clients would never feel like homeless or like helpless. So we are really there from the first step. I recommend them knowing what they want, of course, because otherwise you cannot recommend if you only talk. You must listen to your client, feel your clients. And when you feel your clients, then you know what you can propose so that they get exactly what they more or less focused on.
Another person who's been picked, people I can trust, and you can trust too, and that's what's very important when you are looking to buy, to rent, to spend any amount of time in a place. It's important to know what you're getting. Vanessa, thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Thank you very much, Nicole.
Looking forward to spending the rest of the day here and catching up a bit more.
Okay, thank
Hasta
you.
la próxima.
Hasta la próxima.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the Zero Hero. I was ever so pleased to hear that the teatro, the wonderful dining theatre experience, will drive you home if you need to not have you drinking and driving. These are wonderful incentives which complement our Zero Hero incentive. Together with the Road Traffic Safety Foundation Linea Directa and the car insurance company Linea Directa, we're really doing a lot to try and make more awareness in our Marbella community that we are 147 different nationalities signed on the town census, and we're all driving on the same 27-kilometre stretch of road, any which way but loose, which means we are kind of at risk, particularly if we're going out to dine and then have a drink and then get in our cars. We might be over the limit without realising it. So places like the harbour, the Playwrights, Beckett's, the Boardwalk, the Red Chiringuito, the Kempinski Bayer Hotel, the Urban Villa, the Hard Rock Cafe, and so many more I can't think right now, Babylonia, Tibu, the port side are becoming part of this Zero Hero project. If you go out with your friends and you're the designated driver, they're not going to charge you for your soft drinks. Why be punished for doing the right thing? If you have a business that would like to get involved with this project, please contact us, because all participating businesses will be supported not only by Me Marbella Radio and Marbella Now with our TV Marbella and the Town Hall, but also will be given extra coverage in newspapers like RTN, Euroweekly and the Marbella Rocks magazine, which have been the first to jump on board with this fabulous incentive. We are hashtag so much better together.
The insurance company Linea Directa is happy to be promoting road safety here on Costa del Sol. Now, as we know, there are a lot of tourists, a lot of foreigners, a lot of different nationalities here driving on our coast, and with a lot of different driving rules, let's say, customs. There's a big mix, and it can end up being quite dangerous on the road. So here on Marbella Now TV with Linea Directa, we're going to be sharing some tips on driving in Spain. Now, of course, for all the people coming from England to drive here, remember, however simple it seems, that in Spain we drive on the right side. Also, you have to wear a shirt while you're driving, and you cannot drive with flip-flops, as these two things are considered very dangerous here, and it can result you on a fine. Also, Linea Directa offers free breathalyzers for anyone who is with their insurance scheme. So, because of course everyone wants to have a nice time here on the coast, there's also going to be quite a lot of drinking involved, probably. So on these on Linea Directa, they offer you these free breathalyzers that are wonderful to use. I actually have one right here. They come in these little small packets, and you can take them with you. They're single use, they work magic. There's some weird sort of crystal thing, and you blow into it and it turns green depending on how much. Remember, the limit here is 0.5 per gram. So that's about a glass of wine or a pint of beer. So do be careful with that, and sign up with Linea Directa to get some of these free breathalyzers. Stay safe.
Marbella is spectacular. 27 kilometers of coastline to enjoy, and in the heart, in the middle of those 27 kilometers, we have the Marbella Marina, this fabulous Puerto Deportivo. It is a wonderful place to come just to stroll. You can bring the children here in the summer to do different courses at the Royal Maritime Club, and what a wonderful place to wait for them in the harbour restaurant, because you can hang out there, you can eat all day, and the food is spectacular. Mark Quinlan is an internationally renowned chef, and we're very lucky in Marbella to have the playwrights in Elveria, the harbour here in the Marbella Marina, and also Beckett's in the centre of town, because it are places like this that do keep Marbella very much 5-star. And even though it is very much 5-star, we are all very welcome, and that's what it's all about. We are hashtag so much better together. Darling and I appreciate you joining us for another week. It's been absolutely lovely to meet our guests, and really nice to have an opportunity to invite you to be more a part of our city and what's going on. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and we'll see you next week. Muchísimas gracias. Hasta pronto.